Yo, what is up YouTube? Lee the Captain here, and I believe that Decentraland's native token called Mana could hypothetically go to the price of $15 during the next bull run, and during the process, make all of those Decentraland critics come running over and start begging for that used lime green thong that they saw was on the sale rack from down at the thrift shop from their girlfriend's boyfriend's grandma. And of course, that's neither, thong nor financial advice. But in today's video, I want to explain several reasons why I believe that could very well happen. And a major reason why I think that could happen, I think it's going to boil down to the fact that Decentraland is an amazing and well-established metaverse. When people say that, Decentraland is done, it's caca, I completely disagree, because if we take a look at this right here, on Decentraland, in the past 30 days alone, there has been over 2,000 unique active wallets, and there has also been over 40,000 transactions as well. I mean, those are some insane statistics right there. So when people say that, Decentraland is done, it's caca, I disagree. It may be down by a lot ever since 2021, but relatively speaking, as of right now, it's still doing very well. And now, with that being said, the main argument that people may have for Decentraland is the fact that there's too many metaverses out there. Some people, they may think that, there's too much competition. But I disagree. I don't think there's too many metaverses out there, and I don't think there's too much competition, because according to McKinsey, the metaverse could reach $5 trillion in value by 2030. And when I take a look at something like that, the way I view it is that the metaverse market overall has room for everyone to eat. And what do I mean by this? I think the market could be so massive moving forward to the point that a lot of metaverses out there still have a chance to have amazing success, much like in the world of cars. For instance, you take a look at the car brands. You take a look at Volvo, Tesla, Rivian, Mercedes-Benz, Volkswagen, you name it. The list goes on and on and on. But how come a lot of these car brands, they're able to succeed? Why are some car brands, in some cases, able to hire tens of thousands of employees and be able to generate billions of dollars in revenue? And the reason for that is because the car market, again, it's massive. That's what she said. So a car brand, it doesn't need 90% market share to be successful. For instance, we take a look at Volvo. And when we take a look at Volvo, I think we can all agree that it's a wildly successful car brand. But again, it doesn't have 90% market share. Just having a couple percent market share in the car market, in my opinion, is already very impressive. And I think it's going to be very similar to in the world of the metaverse market. There's a lot of metaverses out there that I agree, there's a lot of competition. But a metaverse, it doesn't need 90% market share to be successful. Just a couple percent is already very amazing. So when people say, there's too much competitors, Decentraland doesn't have a place moving forward, I disagree. When a market, again, right, is predicted to be $5 trillion in size, I think there's going to be room for a lot of metaverses to eat. Even despite the market downturn that we've experienced in 2022 and somewhat in 2023, even despite that, Decentraland, they're not giving up. They're continuing to persevere moving forward. As the late, great Steve Jobs once said, business is the game of attrition. And quite essentially what that means right there is that if a business continues to stand, continues to persevere, and continues to press on moving forward, eventually it will be the winner. And why is that? Because some businesses out there, they could experience massive short-term success. Let's say they generate $20 million in profit in 3 years. But what is the benefit in doing that if in the next 5 years they end up crashing and the business ends up going bankrupt and disappearing off into the abyss? What's the point in that? In my opinion, it's better for a business to maybe not, let's say, experience that amazing short-term growth, but be able to stick it for the long term and be able to achieve success over time. And I think that when it comes to Decentraland, it perfectly embodies that, in my opinion. If a business generates a lot of revenue, but it crashes and burns in the next couple of years, it's going to eventually lose to a business that may not experience that short-term success, but sticks around for the next 20 years. Again, right, this one's going to be the winner because it's going to be the last one standing. Very similar to in the world of crypto projects, in my opinion. It's a marathon, not a sprint, and I think Decentraland understands this, and that is why they're not giving up. Overall, the way I view it, I think that Decentraland is fantastic. They're not giving up, the team is strong, they're persevering, they're focused on the right market, and statistics are A+. I mean, as a metaverse-related project, what more can you ask for, right? And with that being said, the next bull run is right around the corner. And why do I say this? Because as we all know, altcoins, they typically start rallying anywhere between 6 to 12 months after a Bitcoin halving event. And the Bitcoin halving event is expected to happen sometime around April of this year. So, again, right, the next bull run could very well be in the horizon. And what am I doing to prepare myself for the next bull run? I am dollar cost averaging. And what that means right there is that I'm putting a set amount on a set schedule and I'm accumulating on a consistent basis. Anytime I earn any sort of income, I set aside some for mana. And I've been dollar cost averaging into mana for over a year at this point. So I clearly believe in the future of Decentraland. I think it's amazing. And why wouldn't I, right? Because when I take a look at it, the next bull run could be so legendary. And I think this is going to be very amazing for cryptocurrencies, much like mana, because as of right now, there's over 420 million people around the world owning cryptocurrencies. That's more than ever before in history in terms of people owning cryptocurrencies, which is insane to think about. You got to think about this, right? Back in 2021, during that crazy bull run, at that time, there was roughly only around 300 million people owning cryptos. That's over 100 million less than what we have right now. And yet still, even despite that, the 2021 bull run was that insane. So you got to imagine what the next bull run is going to look like, especially when we have this many people owning cryptocurrencies. I mean, man, during the next bull run, I think the altcoin season is going to dwarf what we saw back in 2021. And I think that when altcoins start rallying during the next bull run, I think so will mana. I think that mana is ready to smash through its all-time high price during the next bull run, hypothetically go to the price of $15, and during the process, make all of those Decentraland critics come running over to their girlfriend's boyfriend's grandma and start begging for that used Bratwurst Extender Taylor Swift edition. And if you want to check out a very interesting video, make sure to go ahead and click on this thumbnail right here. It's a very fantastic video, and I think you all would really love it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.